Coming up on WJMH Reports, a long-awaited addition is coming to John Marshall, and the school held a press conference to announce it. We'll take you there.
Then the Parks and Recreation Department has added a new attraction at East End Park for the city of Moundsville.
Finally, one local business is doing their part to not only host fun events for the community, but also highlight local artists.
That and more coming up right now on this episode of WJMH Reports.
Welcome to this edition of WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Strait.
There is a desperate need for blood right now in the U.S., which means lots of blood drives will be going on.
John Marshall High School hosted its annual Fall Blood Drive on October 21st. Here's WJMH reporter Angelina Hott with our top story.
This was the first blood drive that will be held this year that is ran by Vitalant and HOSA. The blood drive has been going on for over 24 years and is open for the community and high schoolers to donate. All of the blood that was donated will go to those who are desperately in need of blood. Blood that is donated can help in ways such as give people red blood cells, platelets, plasma, and much more. Vitalant account manager Rachel Bennett believes it is important to donate blood because no medication can replace the blood that is needed in the human body.
Well, because there's no substitute for human blood, and I don't care what medication you give somebody, if they require red blood cells, platelets, or plasma, that medication is not going to work without you giving them those components.
Not only is it important to give, it's also important to know that when you give, you are saving lives. Bennett understands why donating blood is so important on a personal level.
Because I've been giving it since I was 16. My father twice had zero blood pressure at the age of 35 and 36, and without blood donors, I would not have had him my entire life.
If you missed this blood drive, you can give it the next one. The next blood drive will be held February 24th of 2025.
Thanks, Angelina. If you would like to donate blood, you can visit Vitalant.org. Again, if you'd like to donate, you can visit Vitalant.org.
Everyone's favorite event around the valley, the Festival of Lights, will be kicked off with a drone show this year at Ogilby Park. The event will occur on Thursday, November 7th and Saturday, November 9th. Sky Elements, one of the largest drone show companies in the world, brought over 100 synchronized drones to soar through the sky. We will have a recap of this drone show on our show airing the 13th of November. Get excited for this Christmas-themed light-up spectacular.
Marshall County Schools and WVU Medicine Reynolds has partnered to build John Marshall's long-awaited pool, named the John Marshall Aquatic Center, and has held a press conference with information regarding the facility. Extensive research has gone into planning the construction of this facility. The design was inspired by not only the existing high school, but the former Sherrard, Union, and Moundsville high schools. The building will include a competition-sized pool and warm-up pool, a quarter-mile walking track, and 2 classrooms that are able to be used together as a 60-person meeting room. There will also be a multi-purpose activity room, which will be used as an on-deck space for teams during swim meets and can also be used with dividers for archery, tumbling, batting cages, and golf. The current JMHS weight room will be relocated to this space once construction is completed. John Marshall swim team member Avery Etzel is very excited for this to be built as it can better accommodate the size of the swim team.
My freshman year we had around 12 kids and now we are almost up to 30, so it is quite crowded. And having our own facility will allow us to have more freedom to do what we need to do to get better.
The Aquatic Center project was approved in the March 2017 operating levy, and in 2023, the current school board voted to put $15 million into a fund that can only be used towards the project to ensure completion. Bids for the Aquatic Center will be published in May of 2025, with a groundbreaking in the summer of 2025 as well. The cost of the entire facility has been projected to be around $22 million, and the projected opening of the Aquatic Center is in August 2027.
The Salvation Army is now beginning Codes for Kids for all residents in Ohio, Marshall, Wetzel, and Tyler counties. The organization for Tyler and Wetzel counties will be set up Friday, October 11th and 25th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Sistersville Fire Hall. Ohio County's event will be held on Friday, October 18th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at 3333 Eoff Street in Wheeling. Lastly, the Marshall County residents, the event will be on Thursday, October 31st from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at 700 Jefferson Avenue in Moundsville. Kids who are under the age of 16 years old are applicable for this event, so don't hesitate to stop by and get them one. If you are unable to make it to any of the events, you can call any of the local Salvation Army offices.
The Moundsville Rotary Club and the Marshall County Resource Network have collaborated to allow the public to spread some cheer by providing nursing home residents with what may be the only gift they receive this Christmas season. It is $30 to make a donation, and the gift will include a full-sized hand cream, lotion for feet and legs, as well as a pair of socks, candy, and other assorted items. Orders are due November 16th. This gift is sure to bring a smile to the recipients' faces when they are delivered just before Christmas. If you have any questions or would like to make a purchase, you may call Sharon Welch at 304-845-1443 or email swelchmk@comcast.net. You can also call or text 304-281-9971. Again, that's 304-845-1443, swelchmk@comcast.net, and 304-281-9971. Coming up next, tune in to see how a teacher from our school goes above and beyond.
WJMH Reports will return after this break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Straight.
The West Virginia Public Broadcasting's Above and Beyond Teacher Award recognizes educators all across the state from all grade levels who pave the way for academic achievement and make a difference in their students' lives. Here's WJMH reporter Abby Korngiver with more on a local teacher who recently won this award.
John Marshall High School's science teacher Alexa Bushavisky was recently awarded the WV Public Broadcasting Above and Beyond Teacher Award. Bushavisky has been working at John Marshall for 18 years now. She revived the outdoor club and became the co-advisor, has helped with the blood drive for over a decade, is a co-advisor for student council, and still constantly comes up with more fun ways for students to enjoy school. While her main job is teaching biology, she also works to show kids the importance of being a good citizen.
Able to watch the students grow and help them along the way to see that there are better things to do and that it does feel good to kind of give back to your community.
Bushavisky was nominated by John Marshall High School's Science Department Chair, Kathleen Loafman, who has nominated her for the award 5 times. Loafman is grateful for the guidance that she gives to the school.
She's a great role model, not only for the students, but also for the teachers in the department, constantly kind of keeping us on our toes and making us want to change and be better.
Bushavisky was surprised with the recognition during the school day. John Marshall is lucky to have such an outstanding employee. Reporting from the Science Department at John Marshall, I'm Abby Korngiver with WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Abby. If you would like to nominate an educator for this award, you can go to their website at wvpublic.org/wvpg-education. Scroll down to where it says Above and Beyond and click Nomination Form.
The City of Moundsville is thrilled to show off the new fitness court that was recently installed at East End Park. The outdoor fitness court has 7 core component units that you can work on based on your own body weight. Everything is done at your own pace and based on your own workout pattern. Moundsville City Manager Rick Healy knows that it benefits the community in many ways.
We now have a place for people to work out at their own pace, at their own speed, when they can. So the court is open basically 24 hours a day, although we don't have lights on it yet. So, but morning to night, it's open anytime. Come use it at your own speed.
The City of Moundsville, WVU Medicine, Evan G. Roberts Trust, and EQT Corporation all contributed to make this new staple in the community possible. The court is open to kids and parents alike, although it's suggested that those under the age of 14 have a parent present. Senior citizens are also able to utilize the equipment.
It's that time of the year again. Grandview Park is hosting its 16th annual 5K Turkey Trot. The event will take place on November 28th, starting at 8:30 a.m. Although you may sign up at the event from 7:30 to 8:15, if you sign up before or on November 18th, you're guaranteed a t-shirt. The sign-up fee will be $25. Thanksgiving-themed prizes will be given to the top 5 overall male and female finishers. The course will be 95% paved and 5% grass. Everyone who pre-registers will receive entry into a drawing for a one-night stay in a one-bedroom treetop villa. If over 100 participants register, the park will add a second treetop villa certificate. To register online, go to Grandview's website at grandviewpark.com. Again, that's grandviewpark.com.
East Wheeling Clayworks is a working ceramic studio located on Market Street in Wheeling. The business offers sales of various pieces, including work from local artists, along with custom orders. Additionally, EWC hosts both private events like birthday parties and community events like themed sculpting gulps. East Wheeling Clayworks owner Beth Bedway believes events like these are great because they are all-inclusive.
Most of the time our sculpting gulps are hand-building events, so super beginner friendly. If you've never touched clay before, like I said, you are absolutely at home here.
If you are interested in browsing the shop's inventory, you can visit their location at 747 Market Street in Wheeling or their website at eastwheelingclayworks.com. You can also request a private event or sign up for future community events at eastwheelingclayworks.com.
November is a time to bring awareness to a disease that affects over 90% of the U.S.
Up next, WJMH reporter Angelina Hott will sit down with someone very important for more information on this disease. WJMH reports will return after this break.
Injured in an accident? We're ready to help. Chat with a legal representative now at gkt.com or contact our office at 845-9750 for a free consultation. gkt.com, the right attorney makes a difference.
Welcome back to WJMH Reports. I'm Angelina Hott. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. A common misconception is that both type 1 and type 2 diabetes are the same. However, that statement is very untrue. Joining me now to help understand more about type 1 and type 2 diabetes is pediatric endocrinologist Amy Jean. Thank you for joining me.
I'm excited to be here.
What is the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes?
So they are completely different. So type 1 diabetes is typically the one that we think of as an autoimmune disease. So an autoimmune disease is when your immune system gets activated and it starts attacking your body in the pancreas, which is where insulin is made. And the other condition, type 2 diabetes, is actually more related to a condition called insulin resistance. So your body makes insulin, and actually excessive amounts of insulin, but it's ineffective, and therefore you develop high blood sugars.
All right. What are some other misconceptions people often think about both type 1 and type 2?
I know you would understand. So the most frustrating thing is when people come in and they say, my child eats awful, does that mean they're going to get type 1 diabetes? Or they might judge a child with type 1 diabetes and say, should you be eating that? So in type 1 diabetes, again, since it's an autoimmune condition, these are kids that basically they have a genetic predisposition. Sometimes there's a family history, like a cousin, an aunt, uncle, parent, grandparent, but it's not all the time. I'd say right now, probably about 80% of cases that come to us, they have no family history. And after you have that genetic predisposition, we then say you can develop triggers. So triggers are things that basically make your immune system activated to then start attacking the pancreas. So 4 years ago when COVID started, they realized that COVID was one of those viruses and it was causing the body to activate against the pancreas. So during COVID, we probably saw more than a 100% rise in the kids that came in with type 1 diabetes. Now type 2 diabetes, so I'd say a misconception would be that everybody, if you have a parent, grandparent, family member, that you're doomed to have diabetes, and I'd say that is not true. I do feel frustrated sometimes when families come in and they feel like, okay, you know what, it doesn't matter what he eats because he's going to get diabetes anyways, and so that's not true. And so that's why I love meeting new families that are not in that stage yet. And so that's where lifestyle changes are huge. And so lifestyle changes is looking at how we're eating and how we're physically moving our body.
Yeah, sometimes it can be really frustrating.
Absolutely, right?
How can somebody keep from getting diabetes?
So again, if we're thinking about type 1 diabetes, you do have that genetic predisposition. But something that's been new over the last few years that's never been around before is we're starting to screen family members. So screening has been going on, but there never was an intervention that was approved. So recently a drug was approved that if you have positive antibodies, so meaning your doctor orders some blood tests that shows that you have antibodies that are starting to attack your pancreas, there is a drug out there that's available if you don't have any signs of diabetes yet, so you have a normal blood sugar, and when you get this medication, it has shown that it has slowed down the disease from starting for about, I think they're saying almost 3 years, that you can delay the onset of diabetes, of type 1. Type 2 is back to what I was saying originally. So yes, there are a lot of things that you can do as an adolescent. So as an adolescent, if you're somebody who you have just fallen into loving teenage snacks, so I have 3 teenage boys, so I understand junk food. But at a certain point, if you're not able to balance that with healthy foods and you have difficulty finding ways to exercise, then yes, you can predispose yourself to having signs of diabetes.
All right. What are some warning signs of type 2 diabetes to look out for?
So signs and symptoms of both type 1 and type 2 actually are identical, but it's more about how fast it happens. So when you think about someone who's developing type 1 diabetes, the common symptoms for both are excessive thirst. Now there are a lot of kids, they come into me and I hear that they drink a lot of water, but the thirst is different. It means like when you drink water and it doesn't quench your thirst, you are still thirsty. The second huge symptom is peeing excessively. So it's more than just drinking and peeing in the daytime. The unique difference is at night. Because your blood sugar is rising, you can't control yourself, that you have to get up at night. Or, you know, we have young kids that come in and they've never had issues and all of a sudden they start having bedwetting. So that's a huge one. And then the third primary symptom is somebody who feels like they're hungry all the time, so they eat a lot, but they start to lose weight. And the weight loss is because if you don't have insulin, you can't bring sugar from what you're eating into your body to grow strong. So those are the 3 main ones, but I hear a lot of teenagers that come to see me and they have tiredness, they can have mood swings. I kind of describe it like hangry, that feeling. So it's like hangry like all the time. You can have blurry vision. You can be a student that you just realize, why can I not focus? Like brain fog. Mood swings to your friends, to your parents that you don't know where it's coming from. Headaches, stomach aches, feeling nauseous for no reason, and that's because of ketones. It's a product when you don't have enough insulin. People can get excessive muscle cramps because if your muscles are dehydrated, you'll cramp up. You can have skin that's excessively dry because your skin's dehydrated if your blood sugar is up. More extreme symptoms could be vomiting. That would be a symptom of more severe high blood sugars. Numbness and tingling. So again, it can affect the whole body.
And what is someone's next step if they think they have type 1 or type 2?
I would say definitely first reach out to your primary care physician. All primary care physicians can order the same tests that I do. If they find that you have a high blood sugar or glucose in your blood testing, or if they want to even order a test which is called a hemoglobin A1C, that's very helpful because that reflects what your blood sugars have been for the past 3 months. So if there's been a pattern that there's been a change, that hemoglobin A1C will be elevated. So sometimes I have referrals for those 2 reasons, and then when kids come to see me, if everything is otherwise stable, we will order a 2-hour oral glucose tolerance test. So all moms are familiar with that. That's a common test during pregnancy. So you have to drink this strict glucose solution, and then we have standards of testing. So if your blood sugar exceeds a certain number, then that would define diabetes.
All right. Thank you for joining me today.
It was great. Thank you.
For type 1 and type 2 diabetes resources, you can visit diabetes.org/about-diabetes. Again, that website is diabetes.org/about-diabetes. Coming up after the break, the holiday season is fast approaching, and 54th Annual Marshall County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade is coming along with it. Stay tuned for more and that on WJMH Reports.
Marshall County Schools is currently accepting applications for substitutes in the following categories: aide, bus driver, cook, custodian, secretary, and teacher. Get more details about the openings at mcsjobs.net. Interested? Apply at mcsjobs.net.
Welcome back. We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Straight.
Joining us for sports and entertainment news is WJMH anchor Angelina Hott.
Thanks, Audrey and Emma. It's almost time for the 54th Marshall County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. WJMH reporter Jacob Boyette is at the Chamber building now with more information.
With the holiday season almost here, some festive events are just about ready to begin. One of these events is the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade. The parade will head down Jefferson Avenue in Moundsville on November 23rd at 2 p.m. Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Scott Rager, is excited about how many people will take part in this year's parade.
You'll see a little bit of everything. You'll see some professional floats, you'll see some marching bands, you'll see some pageant queens, just a lot of people participate, and we expect right around 100 participants this year.
After 54 years, the parade has become a cherished event for the people of Marshall County, with many families looking forward to it year-round. Rager's favorite part of the parade is the sense of union it fosters in the community.
Just to see everybody come out and support one another. It's one of the times we feel like a community. Everybody comes out. We have large crowds, so it's really exciting, and everybody says they like our parade.
If you'd like to be a part of the parade, make sure to fill out an application on the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce website, marshallcountychamber.com. Again, that's marshallcountychamber.com. The deadline to apply is November 15th. Reporting from the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce, I'm Jacob Boyette with WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Jacob. The theme of this year's parade is toy trains and candy canes. This theme was submitted by Hilltop Elementary Pre-K student Huxley Hart and earned him $100 and a pizza party for him and his classmates. Huxley will also be featured in the parade. The parade will be held on Saturday, November 23rd. If you can't make it to watch in person, be sure to watch our live broadcast on WJMH Media's YouTube. The Moundsville Rotary is hosting a Dine to Donate. It will be held on November 7th from 4 to 9 p.m. at Undo's in Benwood. There will be a raffle and 50-50 drawings offered. 50% of all sales go towards the Moundsville Rotary and Rotary Foundation Polio Plus program. National School Psychology Week is a time to appreciate the psychologists in our school and important role they play. This year, it will be celebrated from November 11th to November 15th. This year's theme is Spark Discovery, which recognizes the work that school psychologists do to help their communities seek out new ideas, affect change, and expand horizons for children and the youth. The National Association of School Psychologists suggests certain themes for the week those wishing to celebrate. These themes are Explore Your Connections on Monday, Pursue New Ideas on Tuesday, Launch into Advocacy on Wednesday, Boost Your Strengths on Thursday, and Expand Your Universe on Friday. Did you know that October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month? Cybersecurity is very important to protect yourself from criminals trying to get into your most important accounts. According to the Federal Trade Commission, over 2 million people get scammed in some way every year. In order to avoid becoming a part of this statistic, here are some tips to help you. Be careful of what links you click on. Use long passwords with a mix of letters and numbers. Don't share any of your passwords. Never leave your devices unattended when they are unlocked. And keep your privacy settings on. If you do become a victim, you can report what happened by going to reportfraud.ftc.gov. Again, you can report a scam by going to reportfraud.ftc.gov. The Marshall County 2024 Fall Dumpster Cleanup has begun. While several locations such as Benwood, McMecken, Glendale, Moundsville, Cameron, and Roberts Ridge have already concluded, there are still more locations in the future. On November 2nd, Sherrard and Limestone are holding a cleanup dates. The locations are Hilltop Elementary School and Route 250 Volunteer Fire Department headquarters. Cleanup for those dates will run from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. These locations will not be accepting tires, white goods, scrap, metal, car parts, fuels, hazardous chemicals or materials, or household trash. All Marshall County residents are welcome to attend any of the sites.
Thanks, Angie. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at some fun holiday events happening at one local theater.
Stay tuned for that and this week's Weekend Pictures coming up after the break.
You're watching a WJMH Media production. We're an entirely student-run broadcasting program based out of John Marshall High School, whose goal is to connect, entertain, and inform. Along with many John Marshall High School productions, WJMH Media has also worked with WTRF, the Wheeling Symphony Orchestra, Augusta Levy Learning Center, OVAC, West Liberty University, and the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube at WJMH Media.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Audrey Ferguson.
And I'm Emma Straight.
The Strand Theater in Moundsville works hard all year to bring fun events and entertainment to the community.
This is especially true during the holiday season, where you can catch various shows, movies, and music at the theater.
You can get tickets for one of these shows, A Charlie Brown Christmas, starting soon. While the 30-minute stage adaptation of the animated classic won't take place until December 21st and 22nd, tickets can be purchased beginning November 1st. Tickets cost $15 for adults and $10 for students. All patrons, regardless of age, must purchase a ticket. To purchase a ticket, you can go to Frame and Fortunes on Jefferson Avenue in Moundsville, or you can purchase online at strandtheaterwv.com/events. The show will be directed by Renee Storm, with musical direction by Leslie Garrett and technical direction by Meta Lash. Again, to purchase the tickets and see other upcoming holiday events, visit the events page of the Strand Theater's website at strandtheaterwv.com/events.
Last week, the WJMH photography students did a fun assignment with glow sticks to learn how shutter speed affects their pictures. They shared some of their favorites with us to make up Week 4's Weekend Pictures.
Thank you to the digital photography students for this cool glow stick pictures.
I'm thinking about signing up for that turkey trot. It sounds fun.
I also really enjoyed hearing about the blood drive. It's nice that the school hosts stuff like that.
Thank you to our loyal viewers for watching this edition of our show.
We also want to thank WLU-TV and Xfinity for airing WJMH Reports.
We'll be back next week with more stories from around the community, right here on WLU-TV. For Emma, Angelina, and everyone here at WJMH Media, I'm Audrey Ferguson. Thanks for watching and have a great day.